Elon Musk. Hate him or love him, he's mastered the ability to switch between industries and identities, from PayPal to X to Tesla to space to the White House. And I don't think it's just because he's smart. I think people like Elon have an innate ability to constantly rewrite their self-concept. You see, we all have this story that runs silently in the background, telling ourselves things like, this is how much money people like me make, or this is how relationships usually go for me. And without realizing, those stories form our self-concept and act as the ceiling of our potential. And in growing my socials to 460K, I've learned that the key to breaking through to the next level is as simple as changing your self-concept. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can rewrite the invisible ceiling that's holding you back. So I was cooking the other day. And I like cooking, but I'm not great at it. At least that's a story I've been telling myself. I usually dish up the same spag bowl or steak, and I rarely look up new recipes. And I went to my mate's place for dinner the other night. This is the guy who used to live off meagering noodles when we lived together. But on this night, he dished up a delicious lamb ragu. He went from terrible chef to master chef, and I asked him what had changed. He simply said he invested time in learning new recipes. And it made me realize that this is how so many of us live life. We let outdated identities and old beliefs cap the ceiling of our potential. In other areas of my life, like content and business, I'm continually trying to grow and learn. So why wasn't I applying that in the kitchen? Because I was on autopilot. And I realized that there's so many areas of our life where we just let it run on autopilot without evolving our self-concept. Neville Goddard put it perfectly. Change your concept of yourself and you will automatically change the world in which you live. So most people aren't stuck, they're just being loyal to an old version of themselves. And that loyalty can show up as playing small, overthinking, sabotaging momentum, and shrinking when new opportunities arrive. But the magic part is our self-concept is not fixed. It's written by us and we can rewrite it. And I'll show you how. The first step is to become aware of that inner dialogue and identify places in your life where you're playing small or showing up doing the same thing that you've done for years. Take a moment to reflect on why that's happening. Is it because you're loyal to an old version of yourself? Is it because you're like me in the kitchen and we're on autopilot without investing the time to learn new recipes? Remember that every time we're perpetuating that behavior, we're strengthening those neural pathways in our brain. And it's as simple as disrupting them. So step 2 is choose a new identity. Why would I be a mediocre cook when I can be a great cook? So choose that new identity and then act in ways which support that. Ask yourself, what would the version of you who has what you want do today? What new action could you take that would slowly build momentum and create evidence in your brain that you have become that new identity? And the third step is about letting go. Letting go of old identities that are keeping you stuck. For me, I'm going to let go of the story that Nick is a terrible cook. Where's the fun in that? I truly believe we can do anything we put our mind to and upgrade our self-concept to support. So why would I be playing it small in the kitchen? Another part of this is recognizing those voices that might be keeping you stuck in that old identity. Whether that's a parent or a teacher or an old friend, bring awareness to any of those voices which are reinforcing that old story for you and let them go. A way you can do this is through journaling by rewriting the narrative. So I am a great cook. I'm a master chef and I love cooking for my friends in the kitchen. I'm gonna beat this cooking analogy to death. Step 4 is a necessary part of all transformation, and it's learning to retrain your nervous system to feel safe with that new identity. Because here's the truth, a new reality requires a body that feels safe receiving more. You can do this through breath work, through mindfulness, and again, journaling. The cooking example is a little bit dramatic here. I don't think I'm going to do a breath work to release the old version of me who's a terrible cook. But for more of the deeply ingrained identities that you want to ditch, breath work would be a powerful one to consider. Now, the 5th step, and the most important, I think, is to surround yourself with people or things or information that's going to expand you. For me, to become a better cook, maybe that's watching YouTube videos, investing my time in learning more and expanding more so that I can step up to that next level. You see, transformation is a combination of conscious change and subconscious change. The conscious change is learning, it's researching, it's spending time with new people, and then the subconscious is training your nervous system to feel safe receiving that next chapter. So the core takeaway of this video is that you don't need to become somebody else. You simply need to change that internal narrative that you've been telling yourself, because life's too short to be stuck on autopilot. And when I think about it, why would I spend the rest of my life being a mediocre cook when I can upgrade that to become an excellent one? So I encourage you to think about areas in your life where you can make a simple change internally to upgrade, to have more fun, to make the most of life. So this weekend, I'm doing something small but symbolic. I'm trying a new recipe. And if you want to receive one idea a day to help you shift your energy, rewrite your self-concept, and unlock effortless momentum, you might like to sign up for my free email series. I've put the link in the description. I'll see you next time. And hopefully I'll be a master chef by then.